What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to all my subscribers and supporters out there. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming back. So today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about a change that happened recently with the way cars are sold, whether privately or through a dealer. This change may affect you. A few states have switched over to this new system, but for today's video I'm gonna specifically highlight the change in Arizona. So this is as a result of DMV closures and everything that's going on with the pandemic. There's been some changes, and I think the changes are good. No one likes to go to the DMV, and with the new system, there's a lot more that you could do yourself, so you don't have to wait in a long line. So you don't have to wait in a long line at the DMV. But in the past, a lot of the buying and selling, the transaction would be done on paper. That includes the title. The seller would bring a paper title that's filled out and notarized, ready to go, and a bill of sale, which is optional, but and then everyone would just sign everything and exchange papers. That's not the case anymore. There are no more paper titles, so all the titles are electronically held in the DMV's system. Actually, in March, the entire DMV system shut down for a week while they implemented this new change. So you couldn't even register your car or buy or sell a car for an entire week. It was pretty bizarre, but it's worth it. I think the new system. Well, let me tell you about the new system. So you make an online account. It uses your credentials, social security, previous addresses, and like verification questions to really know if it's you. And then it gives you access to this account, and when you log on, it has your ID and a bunch of options. Under your ID, you can renew, you can update your address. It's pretty neat. It's all just one click to do. Instead of waiting at the DMV for hours, you can just click a few buttons and there you go. But the same is with titles. And now, so any vehicle you own and is registered under your name, it's gonna show up under vehicles, and it'll show the VIN and make and model and like what you owe on it, the current registration. It's a really nice dashboard, and when you click on the vehicle, there's drop downs and little menu options that allow you to you have a lot of different control over the vehicle. So when you're ready to sell the vehicle, there's an entire tab for selling the vehicle, and you can process the required forms for that. So now if you're buying or selling a vehicle, you don't expect to see a title. What you're going to see instead is a form that's called the title and registration transfer, and it looks just like a back of a title, but it's just a blank form that you could print out. You fill it out the same way and you take it to a DMV. Well, they're all closed right now, so you would take it to a third-party DMV, and what they're gonna do is process it. You would pay the fees, and that's it. You're done. The title's already in your name, and you're good to go. You own the car now. They will give you a paper registration, and you'll get the hard plate in the mail. So they can't even hand you a plate anymore on site. They don't give you hard plates, and they don't give titles anymore. I like this new system. It might be inconvenient if you're used to the older way of doing things, but this new system is pretty quick. It's pretty neat. Paper titles are a hassle, I think. You could lose them. A lot could go wrong. You could fill them out wrong, and then it's a whole process to get it corrected. So definitely I'm a fan of this new electronic titles. So let's say you want to sell a car, so as long as the record's already in your name and there are no liens on it, you can check all that on your dashboard. All you have to do is fill out the title and registration transfer form and, you know, give it to the buyer. Make sure it's filled out properly, notarized if needed, and just give it to the buyer, and they take that and a bill of sale to a third-party DMV. They pay the fees, and they already have control of the title now. But let's say for some reason you need a paper title, and there are some cases. Let's say you're going out of state, or someone's buying your car but they're moving to Texas or whatever. They're gonna need, in most cases, they're gonna need a paper title. So you do have that option to order a paper title for the car through the portal or at the time when you're transferring it. But good luck with that. There are so many delays with paper titles. Just remember, the DMV is closed and it could take over a month or two to get it. I've seen people get it, you know, within 2 weeks, and I've seen it take much longer than a month, you know. So I guess that's the inconvenient side of it. But you do have temporary registration options, 30, 45, and 90 days, depending on circumstances, where you can drive the car with temporary registration until you get the title. So that's no problem there. And the good news is that the police departments are not really enforcing registration violations right now. They know that the DMVs are closed, and they're a little bit more lenient on that. At least that's my understanding. But yeah, I had to sell a few cars while they were switching over to the new system, and it was a little bit tough getting people to understand how things are now, that they're not getting a title right away. It's a little bit difficult to accept. People think they're getting ripped off, you know, they're not getting the title. But if you're concerned about that, there is a database where you can check if a title has a lien on it or not. So you can type in the VIN and, you know, a little bit of information, and it'll tell you if it's a good title or not. Because yeah, I would be concerned too. I'd be concerned if I don't have the title in front of me, if I'm buying a car that still has a lien on it. So you definitely want to check the lien, make sure it's paid off. I'll give you, it's the same with, you know, if you bought a used cell phone, like a used iPhone or Android or something, and the previous owner didn't pay it off their cell phone plan, you're not going to be able to use that new phone because it's going to have a block on it with the carrier because they didn't pay it off. So you're not going to be able to use the phone until you pay off the balance they owe. So it's like you're paying for the phone twice. I mean, very easy to get ripped off in that sense. So you could just imagine if that were to happen with a car. If you bought a car with a lien on it, you can't take ownership of it until that lien is paid off. So that lien will be your responsibility at that point. So something to think about, something to be very careful with. Well, that's all I've got for today's video, guys. If you are, I hope this helps, if you are buying or selling a car and you're confused about the new system, you know, write out your questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. If it's about Arizona, I'm sure I'll be able to help you, but if you're in another state, I'm not that familiar with the laws. So, but yeah, Arizona people, hit me up in the comments. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider subscribing. See you next time.